I didn't know why I was here. I had no purpose. I didn't think I had any reason to breathe, and I didn't feel deserving of love, of anything. The first suicide attempt was I took a whole bottle of pills. The second attempt was me walking out of the house, headed into busy street traffic. I just wanted a car to hit me or a truck or just something to take me out because this time I wanted to really work. I always felt like I was the problem, and if I could get rid of the problem, everyone else would be okay. I decided to try to get some kind of help, and I was in the hospital for about 6 weeks. I was put on several different medications, heavy drugs, antipsychotics, and it really changed who I was completely. I had gained 70 pounds in the first 2.5 months. You know, I just felt drugged up.
I felt like a lab rat, and the side effects were just awful, absolutely awful. Vomiting all day. I couldn't leave my house for so long from just like these awful anxiety attacks, and like the thought of interacting with people would make me sick to my stomach.
I was the only one who he could be around.
She basically terminated her job and made it a full-time responsibility to take care of him.
It took 5 or 6 years to get him where he could go to work.
You go through the whole gauntlet from, was I a good father? Did I cause this? Did we do something as parents? And the pain that you see him going through and the inability to do anything to help it are the toughest things.
I had no idea who I was. I lost myself, my identity, my friends, my family. I lost everything.
After 4 years of horrible side effects, Adam quit all his meds at once, which I've learned is a dangerous thing to do. And then he did a 10-day silent meditation retreat.
I went there, a drug addict, alcoholic that hated everyone, and came back a sober, life-loving, vegan, complete health nut. Like, no one knew who I was.
There was an obvious major change in his serenity and his peace of mind.
He quit everything. He was a smoker, a drinker, pot smoking, and the meds. And he went to that 10-day meditation, you know, cold turkey on everything. I can't believe he did that.
Looking back at it now, I really wish that I would have known these things and tried the homeopathic meditative approach first, but it was just kind of like a panic, I don't know, put some medication in this kid and just hope for the best.
While doing a human rights story on Tibet, I had the rare opportunity to witness a young monk known as a Kutan go into trance and channel the state oracle of Tibet. The ceremony took place in a monastery near the Dalai Lama's residence. Shortly after they seated him, his eyes rolled back and he began speaking in a high-pitched voice. Suddenly, he collapsed, and as they carried him out of the room, I was left wondering what happened. 2 days later, I was invited to interview the Kutan. His name was Tibetan. He was 30 years old at the time. He said he began having intense dreams, severe mood swings, hearing voices, and thought he might be dying. The older monks recognized he had the potential to become a Kutan.
We're so locked into our mind and the rational world and the scientific world that when we have a spiritual experience, it can literally blow somebody's mind and they don't know what to do with it. And what's needed, instead of stigmatizing people and giving them labels, is to give people tools to learn how to ground and to work with these expanded states of consciousness.
For some people, they can be an opening to a deeper self-understanding, to deeper psychological knowledge, or to spiritual realms.
According to the research, the best place to be a schizophrenic in the world is not North America with all its pharmacopoeia. It's actually a village in Africa or India, where there's acceptance, where people make room for your differentness, where connection is not broken but is maintained, where you're not excluded and ostracized, but where you're welcomed, and when there's room for you to act out whatever you need to act out, or to express whatever you need to express. And the whole community might even sing with you, or chant with you, or hold ceremony with you. Maybe find some meaning in your quote-unquote craziness.